wow, that is huge. So I can't believe I'm going to be staying there. It's amazing. The view from the road is it's gorgeous. I love it.
And the amazing thing about it is it's our home. It's where we live. It's where we go to school. We have our classes here, we sleep here, we eat here, we have our sports here, we have our drama here, we have our music here. It's where we are.
You get off the coach and you're greeted by the principal and his wife, and you just feel so at home. You feel like you're extremely welcome. You walk into this beautiful house and they direct you through it, and you just know that everything's going to turn out well.
It is beautiful here. There's the great house itself, golden stone in a slant of English sun. It glows as if it's from within. And then there's 125 acres of woods and grounds, some of it gardens laid out like a tour of Europe. Students can go up and study in the Italian garden, for example, with the great stone gazebo there, or they can walk along the Dutch Canal, which is really a reflecting pool. Sit on the steps, sit on the lawns, on the grass. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
British Studies is the cornerstone of academic life at Harlaxton. Because everyone takes the course, it provides a common experience and shared goals.
I really think British Studies is one of the best classes I have here.
You cannot do better than British Studies here. I mean, you have to be here to do British Studies, but you're not in a classroom, you're in an environment. We've just come back from the Lincoln field trip. We do medieval cities, we do the medieval period, we do it in a classroom. Fine, that's the theory. Then we go out and do the practical. Putting everything you've learned together, who would be on the front of a church saying, hey, we're in charge? Kings. Church and state, it's that old chestnut, church and state. You put a row of kings on the front of that church. When you go on the Lincoln field trip, you can watch Gladiator, you can see Roman stuff. When you go to Lincoln, you actually touch the archway of the Roman fortress through which the 9th Legion passed when it goes down the road to go and slaughter Boudicca. Whenever you're on a coach going around, oh, medieval castle, oh, Gothic cathedral. Yeah, that's where they fought X battle, that's where they fought Y battle. We heard about that in lecture. What you get here is the opportunity to really integrate the whole package.
We're going on field trips to places we're actually studying about in British Studies, so it just adds to the learning experience.
Yeah, with PowerPoint, you get to learn it and you kind of see it, but when you actually walk through like a castle or a cathedral, and you can walk by something and actually like touch it. You're like, this is what happened here.
And I was talking about Shakespeare and Shakespeare's use of other people's texts, but also how other writers came along after Shakespeare, particularly in the Restoration period, and start rewriting Shakespeare. For example, Nahum Tate gives King Lear a happy ending in the 1680s. Now, just to see their faces and jaws drop visibly to the table, you can't rewrite Shakespeare. They're saying, who did that? They'd never heard of this before. And to give that kind of inspiration to students who then begin to even question about writing, artistic development, and all those things that they're reading about and hearing about, they of course then begin to develop that in themselves, and some of them become very creative while they're here. I've had students who've never acted before acting in a Shakespeare play that I've directed, and to see someone blossom. We've had some very shy students come into small servants roles even, but just to see them at the end of the semester deliver those few lines in front of a whole audience of their peers, and also meet a family, parents coming in. It's just wonderful to see that development. The Harlaxton experience includes immersing yourself in the British culture. Not only will you live with British faculty and staff, but you may also adopt a British family through the Meet a Family programme.
The English way of life is, believe it or not, very different from our way of life in the States, and it's very charming.
We've been involved now for over 20 years, and we've probably had around 170 students during that period.
They probably know more about British and English identity by the end of the course than they do about American identity. But having said that, they learn more about themselves as Americans then, because they're abroad.
This enables the American students to have one of the Harlaxton experiences, to come and become part of an English family and to live the English family's way of life.
Well, we all have all the stereotypes, from TV and what other people have told us, and they have been a lot nicer than what I expected. especially the staff around here. They're always there to help you. We know a lot of the guys here by first names, like all the drivers that go into town. I mean, we've met Ziggy.
It has changed me quite a lot because I always, I probably am typical British, as you know, when you see Americans, from when you read in the newspapers, you see them on TV, sort of brash and everything else, you know. But when you really get to know them, they're terrific people, and the students are just absolutely wonderful. They sort of brighten up my day. It's a pleasure, you know. They say, "Oh, take them here, take them there." I tease them a little bit, which is fun. They tease me.
I think it's going to be probably the best semester I've ever had. I'm experiencing so many different things, not just in class, but just by living here in another country, and this experience will affect me the rest of my life.
Weekends are for travel, not only through the college's well-planned trips, but also independent travel.
Amazing, some of the weekend trips that they make to places like Mallorca in Spain just for a long weekend.
It's just so weird to say that I'm going to Scotland this weekend and Ireland next and Germany the next. It's really amazing. It's just a great opportunity to see the world.
The people who go on the trips know the places where you're going. They've been there. They have a meeting and they tell you what's going to be there and what it's going to be like.
And truthfully, that's another reason I came. I was like, what are the chances that I'm going to ever be here again? It's like, go do it while you can.
Because from Grantham, you can hit any point of the UK within 2 to 3 hours. It's marvellous.
When I was looking at UE, they gave us all those brochures about everything, and then when we came for a SOAR, my mom saw the Harlaxton brochure, and my dad did too, and they're like, we never got to do that. You're doing it.
Every student has an individual experience, but they all return more enlightened, more world-minded.
The clinicals were wonderful. I learned a lot from the nurses that I worked with here in Britain.
It's been enlightening in various ways. We've gotten to go to Queen's Medical Center in Nottingham.
It was just such an experience being able to say, well, this is what we do in America and this is what we do here in England, and seeing the comparisons between the two.
I've had a really great experience being an engineer here. One of our professors from UE comes with us. We actually got to have one of the heads of the department, and he has been one of the greatest teachers I've ever had.
And it's not a semester off. You're still doing the same engineering work. You got different options. I think we have like 4 engineering-related courses, including Calculus 3, which is key.
I have more of a global perspective now because of my experience over here.
I mean, just talk to students who have gone to the Anne Frank House or to Dachau, Normandy. I mean, we learn so much because we're seeing things, we're feeling emotions that we never knew we could feel.
I've learned so much more than just being in a classroom.
Amazing. It's just definitely worth the money you pay for it.
I'm just more confident.
I've definitely grown up and became a lot more self-sufficient.
It's a wonderful experience, and you learn a lot and you become a stronger person for it.
I feel like I can step up and handle a tough situation a lot easier, much more confident.
I'll miss a lot of the people here.
I don't want to leave, I want to stay.
Oh, I don't want to go home.